Hello guys and welcome to Season 2, Episode 17 of the Box 5 Lap Challenge. We had 12 points ahead in the Drivers' Championship and all that remains to do is travel to Mexico because it's time for the Mexican Grand Prix.
One man on a roll at the moment is Nico Rosberg. He could pretty much cruise to pole position yesterday, such was his performance advantage. Barring any mechanical problems, he's in a really strong position now for the race.
There are a lot of variables that can cause a driver to be happy with the car one day to struggling with it the next. Track temperature, excessive tyre wear or a change of fuel load can all affect the feel of a car. He'll definitely be hoping that when the race gets underway, he's got the same balance as he enjoyed in qualifying.
Daniel Kvyat will hope that the DRS problems that he suffered earlier in the weekend are now behind him. Otherwise, it could be a very long Grand Prix for him today.
There was a scary point when it came open just before turn 6 and Daniel was lucky to catch the car, or he could have been a passenger heading towards the barriers. The team have said they've since resolved the issue, so hopefully he'll be fine today.
He's fine, but I'm not because my throat's a little sore, but it's 5 lights nonetheless. And going Mexico, and we get a little bit of a bad start in truth, but the mech power kicks in against those miners. So it's going to be Mary already as we go into slipstream of Stevens. That's going to be P18 already. And now as we get into slipstream of the train as we head down towards turn 1. And it's the dive bomb of the century, P12, now P11. Let's now go through 2 around the outside. Now pushing Ricciardo all the way into 3. It's like he wasn't there, but okay. As we now head down towards turn 4. Now in the slipstream of the Force India, we're going to be having a dive again. Yes! This is dive bomb glory. So, P6 now as we're trying to hand it round the outside of Massa, and we now head down to 6, and yes, I think we've just forgot about Massa there, yes, oh no, he's coming back, but we're going to have the inside for turn 7 in the S's, so that is all good for us. He tries it, but no, it wasn't going to work, because I alluded to anyway, so we can now move on to the end of a lap. We can see Rosberg's in front, unfortunately, but like in Monza, everybody's in everybody else's toe in front. So, who knows, maybe Rosberg will be sinking it down the order yet again, which would be hopeful for us, because ideally, we want him to lose positions, we need him behind, we want to win the championship early as possible. Also, last year went to Abu Dhabi like it did in real life, and already we're now later in the season than they actually did, because of course Lewis in real life, he won it to America, but we're already in Mexico. So we, unlike Lewis in real life, we're going to keep on the ball, we're going to keep pushing, there is no celebration to be had, and we're going to be focusing on 2007 World Champion Kimi Räikkönen, who will be our first target of this leading quartet. As we now go into turn 7, now through 8, by the way, on F1 2015, the S's, well, corner cutting glory, that's all I'm going to say to that. And if you play on strict and don't get any warnings like I've just done, congratulations! Okay, now we're going to be catching Raikkonen into turn 12. He gives us room and we head into the steering P4. Now into turn 13, which by the way, as a player with no transfer control, is horrible to go through. And now into the butchered Paratada, the Nigel Mansell curve. We go out of turn 17 and Vettel's actually set the fastest lap of the race, but we've destroyed that. He destroyed Rosberg's and we're going to destroy Spitz. Now, right next time it's going to be Valtteri Bottas. We have low winning on today, so we can't compete with the Williams in a straight line. That's going to be P3 for us. As we now head into turn 1 now. So, this is going to be a bit curious. We've got Sebastian Vettel and Nico Rosberg fighting very hard for this race. Vettel's obviously in his own battle with Raikkonen in a championship to be the best Ferrari driver, because that's not turning like real life, they're actually damn close. That's more reminiscent of the Raikkonen Masters than the Raikkonen Vettel days. But who am I to judge? I am not one to judge at all. So, as we now move on into turn 6, we're alright on the power there. It is a little bit of a tricky traction zone, particularly on this game, because low traction out of the low gears is very difficult. But now through the S's, as we now head through 10 and now into 11, we actually managed to get no warning. So congratulations to myself. I am enjoying life right now. Okay, as we now go into turn 12, my throat is agitating so badly, you've no idea how bad my throat is right now. You can press F in the comments for me later. And now go 14, 15. Now through the Peraltada. This is another tricky traction zone, but we straddle the curve, somehow don't bottom out, and there we go, that's the end of lap 3. We didn't really make any inroads on that lap, which is a little worried. But Vettel is still buying hard with Rosberg, so even if we don't catch them, we might still have a very little loss in the championship to Rosberg, and that may be something we can take into the Brazilian Grand Prix, because we will still have the lead and still be on championship point. Now, Bell is actually making a move, and Rosberg staying side by side, I think, through 3. So this is going to be intriguing. Rosberg's going to be outside as they now go head down towards turn 4. Rosberg's going to go into slipstream, but we're going to consider having a look ourselves. Yes, we send it on the inside of Rosberg. He gives us a lot of ring very generously. I can't say I'd have done the same. We'd have ended up in a spin. Would have been the other way around, but he's very kind to us. Thank you, Nico, I guess. If you really want to win this World Championship, it's okay, but okay. It's P2 now. So, surprisingly in this series, it's Sebastian Vettel who is holding the lead. He's actually led it a few times this year, but it's still a bit weird when Rosberg isn't leading. So what can I say? As we now head through 10 and 11, we go wide, we blip on the throttle to make sure we are not getting an advantage and getting warnings. We've had a few already, and this game tends to be quite random when it tends to penalise you or even disqualify you. So, we're taking our chances now through 13. The poor traction as per usual. 14 and now into 15. And now into the Paraltada. And we clip the curb. Traction's a little bit poor, but no matter. So here we are, it's the final lap. We do have DRS on Sebastian Vettel, so what we'll be able to do? Can we catch from this far back? Will our low downforce and Merc power help us? Or will Vettel just be able to hold on? Those Italian horses can't compete with this Merc powers. We're going to send it down the inside. And that's going to be the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. So we're backing like a MotoGP bike, but that's allowed Rosberg to catch back up to Vettel because of how bad he managed to push Vettel. So now the AI on this track and this game are a little bit odd as we now look behind, trying to give Vettel a toss. So Rosberg stays behind. Yes, that's why we deliberately didn't DRS, by the way. And now through 5, go a little bit wide there, that's no worry. And now into 6. That's nicely done. Flick it into 32, get the best traction. Rosberg's still behind Vettel. So, this is going to be another 10 points we can take into Brazil. But we make a hash of the S's, and that's allowing Vettel to come back. So, yes, he's got the lead. But then, that's allowed Rosberg back through to have another opportunity. So, Rosberg's going to end up leading the race as we now go to the TV view to end this race. So it's us, Rosberg, Vettel, Raikkonen, but no, Vettel's gone round the outside of Rosberg. I think Rosberg got cautious of braking there. I've no idea why. But okay, 13, 14, now 15, and now we head into the Paraltada for the last time. It looks like it's going to be us, Vettel, Rosberg. So there we are, lads, it's the Mexican Grand Prix! And that's a very well hard fought one, particularly for my throat. Wow. I'm going to have some therapy for my throat after this. I may just get Strepsils. Other cost sweets are available. But yes, guys, that's been the Mexican Grand Prix on the Maximum 5 Lap Challenge. It's been quite good fun. Haven't done a race on the channel for years here since that video I did that time. Oh god, that was awful. But less about the past, more about the future. The future past, past future. Well, whatever it is, we're going to hand it over to David Croft because he's got plenary to do.
Another win for the Brackley-based team. What a car they've got this year.
Indeed, they'll be ecstatic with that result, and they should be. It was a fantastic drive.
There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
That's going to be an interesting one because for us it'll be championship point, but there you go. That's the race win. Rosberg third. Vettel will be getting the upper hand on Raikkonen in the championship as well. So that's quite intriguing. The Williams were third best. Not really a lot to say about that. Perez was very close, and so was Hülkenberg and Ricciardo. So clearly there was a trade behind the Williams there. In the Drive Championship, we're now 22 points ahead. So if we score 3 more points than Rosberg, that's a Driver Championship win for us in Brazil. And certainly, it's a good chance into Abu Dhabi. As long as we get a victory in the next 2 races, we've won it, and in Constructors, well, it's the usual dominance. Not a lot to say in that, so I shall see you next time, guys. Goodbye.